And do we have sound? I believe we have sound. Let's make sure the freeze frame's on. My apologies. There we go. Turning off any kind of notifications. I know the internet is working, but can you say something, Catherine? Well, it looks like something's trying to work. The little commercials coming up. How fun for everybody. Okay, so what happened was wow, it's been an interesting few days between trying to get, first of all, let me get started. My name is Leslie Ohnstad. I am the creator of Color Art Products. I am your host of ColorPlay Live, normally Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Saturdays at 9 a.m. This week has been different. Yes, I did skip Tuesday, tried to come on Wednesday. We did have, hey there, Dee. Howdy, Joan. So it looks like, okay, so Tuesday, I was just so overwhelmed by getting everything set up, trying to get the twinkling H2 orders figured out. Remember, they're in my garage. I got to figure out a way to sort, organize, and or I think I'm going to get one of my staff members to come over here and just get, hey, Marjorie, get the tubs and take them over there to help me break these things open because I'm by myself over here. And hey, Janelle, by the way, I need to get a hold of you, Janelle, if you still want your watercolor cake, honey. I need to talk to you. I've been meaning to call you, but I've just been busy, busy, busy. So Tuesday, my reasoning for delaying the live is I wanted to get all the founding members set up at their 10%. I got about 70% of you guys done. Okay. Then there was a little issue of somebody tried to use the card, it was skewing all the numbers. If you use your gift card and you are a member, we're going to go to the highest discount, which is going to be your gift card, and I will deduct whatever that is off the discard. We're just kind of going to ignore that 10% skewing everything because that 10% is like for future orders. But it was kind of a problem for 24 hours, and I got about half, like I said, to 60% of the people set up. And then the internet suddenly decided on Wednesday morning at 1 a.m. That was, yes, right after midnight Tuesday night, 1 a.m. It would uh, give me 15 minutes of internet and then buffer for 20 and give me 15 minutes of internet. Or was that Thursday? Oh my gosh, I'm getting behind on my days. I think that happened on Thursday. I was buffering the entire day. I tried to do a FaceTime call with Catherine Mefford and Kathleen McGee and Sherry Ellis and John. And yeah, Catherine saying, but it was messed up. It was so garbled you couldn't hear me talk. My phone wasn't willing to even let me do any sort of FaceTime call yesterday. So, uh, and of course, the little Android, that little tablet that I've been using to see all your comments, and right now I'm having to look at your laptop. If I want to go back and look what anybody's saying. It fell off the table and a little cord snapped. So I had to order another cord. Now the good news is a friend of mine sent me an a wiped Apple iPad, so I'll be compatible with my phone, so I can start doing the multi-stream lives on StreamYard. But because I had pulled my back out, you guys remember when my back was messed up, I couldn't even drive for 2 weeks. I'm driving now. I did my bank run on my own yesterday. I'm driving and we're all good. But now we have a dilemma. I have a gang of stuff here still. Yes, we still have about 50% of those watercolors, but I'm going to show you something on my table here. Something that I live in a lab with an office and a bedroom. Okay. Hey, Evelyn, how are you, sweetheart? And so for the past 19 years since I've been here, I've been making all of the products before it goes to the lab, right? I am sitting on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jars of test samples. Now, let me explain. Let's say, I think it was 21 or 22. We did the Putting on the Glitz, the Beast on My Heart, the Jelly Bean sets, all those sets. When I'm making a set, I'll sit down. I know I have a dozen colors in mind, but I might have 17 that I make, right? And only 12 make the cut. But I'm still going to end up with an entire jar of the sample made, whether it made the cut or not. This one actually happened to be silent cinnamon and it got poured off. But most of these, for example, this one has all kinds of writing on it. And if we sent this to one of you guys, because we're going to do mystery boxes, that's what we've been talking about, people, what to do, how to do the mystery box thing, right? So, for example, this jar, and again, I've got hundreds of these things. I love these little lids. Look at how gorgeous that sparkling color is, okay? That never made it into the cut. This is a 4-ounce jar, okay? So, wow, what am I going to do with this? So what we thought we would do is do these mystery boxes, ask you guys if you're going to lean towards pink and purple or orange and yellow, even though I would make them all. Yeah, but Evelyn, mine, this looks at the way and the level in this looks like this is 3 primary elements. This is $36 worth of product in this one jar. It might make more sense to split it in half. Now, red and blue might be interesting. I just thought if I asked people for basics, are you a pink and purple person? Are you a yellow and orange person? So if the mystery box had extra pink and purple or extra orange and yellow, I mean, look at these. Here's another one. I don't even know. It didn't even ever come up. It never ended up being called something. I just have sides here of what I did to make it. And it's fuller than this one. Okay. Then we also have all the Bling It samples. Like this was my Isadora sample. So the Isadora sample, right? And the Isadora is that beautiful Bling It. It's a pure mineral in that gorgeous yellow gold. Not as many, Janelle. Janelle asked about resin art. At the time, I just kind of made the line and it went in. But there could be some resin art samples. Definitely we can toss in the boxes. People don't mind. I'm not sure. This has a name, Poison Ivy, on the side. Not sure if it ended up being Poison Ivy, right? So you can see what these look like. So what we're thinking of doing, I mean, I have hundreds of these. Some are in a, some are in a, when I made them at the time, I was using the 2 to 3 ounce salsa tubs and a snap on top, and it'd be completely crammed with powder, and I jammed it shut and just marked a number next to it. Oh, nope, Catherine, I licked it. Okay, so which one's yours, Catherine? I just put a few up. I could put the whole damn tray up. I don't have very much left of this because I think I've used it on my table, but this was the sample for the Bling It color called Oasis, right? And this is a Bling It Blend Oasis. Yeah. So what we're proposing, Evelyn and Janelle and everybody that's listening, I'm trying to make the value affordable for everybody. So somebody on a budget could take Klarna, break it in 4 payments, and $350 broken down by 4 is like $38 or $40. Not too much. Good morning, Patty. How are you doing, honey? We're talking about mystery boxes, Miss Patty Simmons, and how I have hundreds of jars of samples that I have made over the past 19 years. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to create mystery boxes that will be predominantly primary elements. There will be some blingets also, and I had my laptops next to me, so I had to sit this lower This is just one of the gazillion tubs of prison pour samples when I relaunched it. And I was working so hard on trying to nail that perfect autumn butternut, like the color of a butternut squash on the inside. I have like 5 tubs of these of prison pour samples that have been made. Okay. Don't let who forget. Don't let me forget. So I'm thinking a collection of mostly primary elements, some of the prison pour samples, some of the blingets, if there are any. Okay. And then I talked to the lab yesterday. I said, well, Mama's, she's the youngest there that now runs the lab. She works under Ruth, our manager. By the way, this is Ruth's 21st year, and it's Ruth's birthday on the 11th. Happy birthday, Ruth Ariano. We love you. If you watch this video, hugs and kisses, happy birthday. I can't believe she has stuck by me all these years. So her daughter, I said to them, I said, have we got any oopsies? Any kind of accidental colors that didn't quite mix right? Not that many, but we're probably going to toss a jar or 2 of those in too. I'm only going to probably make 45. If I've got enough, 45 boxes. Each box should contain somewhere around 24 ounces of primary elements plus all the other to get it to the value of somewhere between $400 and $500. And dibs. Thank you. So this weekend, I'm just going to put up mystery box. I have to have someone coming over here and help me. I'm going to try to get one of my staff. I just talked to Penny. She's on the live here now. She's got a girlfriend down here. Her daughter's very organized and loves crafts, and maybe we can get her to help me because I'm here alone in this crafting palace with all this stuff. Okay, another announcement. Prison pour lovers. Get them while you can because we're discontinuing it. I'm considering keeping 24 colors. Here's why. Okay, it's a deep base paint. There's never been a deep base paint out there except when I started making it first under the name Vivid Ultra Metallics. Then it went to the Prison Pour, and there's been like 2 to 3 different generations of it. And when the blooming technique came out, and we know that with varnish and deep base, bam, with cell activator, you get a beautiful swipe or bloom or any kind of cells. It was valid, but now the cost of deep base has gone through the ceiling. Okay, it's no longer viable for me to keep on stock 119 colors. Now that I'm showing you the purely pigments and how to make your own. So we're even thinking about, are we buffering? I hope we're not buffering. Somebody tell me if we're buffering. Evelyn, can you hear me? And am I buffering? So the point of this will be cutting the line down drastically to probably 24 colors, thanks to now Chantilly lace everybody loves. Yeah, just a little buffer, not buffering good. Okay. Uh, I'm in love with the French silk and cerulean blue, but I can teach you how to make those. Okay, what's going on? So the prism pours are a deep base paint. They were originally made, they are made with deep base, our wonderful sparkle. This is one of my favorite colors in the whole wide world, French silk. It's only interference gold, but the way it lays down and other color goes on top of it, I use this over and over and over again. Kind of like Priscilla Batzel, and she's always using Chantilly lace. But I'm thinking if we keep the interferences and the metallics, which are going to be a little bit more work for you guys to make, the metallic, like when I make a metallic like a Mayan gold, I'm going to add color to it. It's not just metallic mica and the base. But prism pours are a deep base paint designed to add varnish and bloom swipe react to any cell activator you use. Well, it's just kind of become unsustainable to carry it, make 119 colors when the whole blooming swiping thing, the pendulum's kind of going towards the center here. I love it as a paint. So what I want to do is take my recipes for these and create some kind of little recipe guide for you guys. So if you want to make cerulean blue, or if you're in love with saffron, you can still remake the saffron and we can show you how. Okay. Also, I think the future of the primary element sets, everybody's got enough of their vivid polypore and enamel bottles. I think the sets will no longer come with the bottles. People have plenty of it around. The cost to package them, like I said, the cost of the deep base is going through the ceiling. And yeah, I paint with it, Catherine. I paint with it. But I want to give people recipe guides. So if they want to make a deep base paint, really shimmery, take some of the purely pigments, a little bit of color here, a little bit of color there, boom, 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 boom. I think I'm going to make, I know, I think we're going to start pinning it down, but I could do a recipe book on how people could make their own prison pour colors. And so there's going to come a time when we don't need to even sell the Vivid or the Polypore anymore. People, there are some states where it's really helpful for us to sell this. So I'm on the fence on getting rid of the Polypore and the enamel altogether. But there's no reason to give it away free with the sets anymore. People have it. It's just another cost for us. It's another burden for us. And with the cost of the increased rent, getting smart about deciding what we're going to bring back in, what we're going to cut. A lot of people want us to do the twinkling H2Os. Got to have room for that. I'm being told that the purely pigments are taking up so much floor space. They were wondering what to do for that. And I said, well, the prison pour is going to be cut, but cut drastically. Now, I'm not putting it on sale. If you want it, buy it. Okay. There's no reason to put it on sale. It's a beautiful product. I love it dearly, but I will show you guys how to make this. So when those colors are gone, they're gone. And like I said, we'll have some individual 8 ounces of the like Mayan gold, rich amber, the ambrosia, the metallics that people buy over and over and over again and use over and over and over again in their projects. And then the interferences, because we're able to pack a whole lot of interference in a bottle. They're handy because all you got to do is pour some out, add a little varnish, add a drop of your prison pour, and you just made a brand new color with these being in an interference space. So that's the next news. Like I said, almost all of you guys are on 10% off. I have to set a few of you. Now, Patty, I know you didn't get to see this. And for people that just joined us, I'm going to show you guys one more time. This is an idea of what I've got a few hundred jars of. So Patty and Janelle and those of you that joined me, when I'm making products or primary element colors, I'll sit down and make a sample of that color. And I might make 16 when the set only calls for 12, or I might make 20 when the set calls for 12. It kind of depends on what strikes me. Somebody's actually knocking out my door. And I don't answer my door in the middle of the lives. This is really weird. Anyway, because this is like a 4-ounce tub, the whole thing, if it was completely full, would be almost $50. So I'm thinking we need to take these, like cut them in half. I can't even tell you what color this turned out to be. Uh-oh, I don't know who's at the door. I don't hear him knocking anymore, so that's okay. This is, Evelyn says, which one's yours, the red one or the purple one? Anyway, Patty, that's what we were talking about. Here's a green one. We can see the side. Originally, I had a name for poison ivy. Okay. Oh, you need some of these? Good, because I've got several hundred. So what I'm thinking of doing is creating these mystery boxes. And I think we can sort of lean towards pink purple range, orange yellow range, but basically they'll all be rainbow. Okay. But and here's an original Cylon cinnamon. One of my original samples of Cylon poison ivy. That is a great name. Anyway, you're when you go to the website and you see mystery box, value is blah blah blah. Okay. If you order it, place an order for it. It's okay to use Klarna and your credit card. And the gift card won't work though. I'm going to make it so the gift card doesn't. So you can't use your gift card to buy these. You have to use real money, Klarna, whatever, to pay these because we're trying to raise capital for the move. You need them all. Well, Patty, you'd be surprised. There are 312 colors in the line. And if you can imagine how many sample jars are sitting here, like I said, there's hundreds of these here. If you want to call me on the phone and reserve some of them in advance, you can. Depends. I was willing to sell the entire collection to somebody for a lump sum, but I just didn't think that was feasible. So then I thought mystery boxes will have, like this is 2 ounces, so there may be enough to make up. No, she's got the same problem. We all have that same problem, don't we, Patty? So we would put enough pigments in there to make up 24 ounces of pigments, or basically 24 jars. Some maybe some metallic micas, a couple of our lab acidins, some of the moon rocks, which I could not find my bin of moon rocks as I was walking up here. I don't know if I have a packet of them sitting behind me. They're those, I have some tomorrow in the live to show you. They're those big giant mica flakes that we color, and we also have them uncolored. So we can do both. We'll put a packet of a colored one and a pack of an uncolored in there. So the mystery box is going to have lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. And we figured that's a good way. If I sell 45 of them, we raise enough capital for me to move. And by the way, the landlord's daughter, her and her husband are taking the house over, the lady who lost her baby. She sent me the most beautiful letter of referral as far as being a tenant, even though me getting out, everybody's kind of been mad at each other. But she sent me a lovely referral. You want some of what, but you haven't got, the moon rocks? Yeah, well, they're still on the website. You can order the moon rocks. Anyway, I wanted you guys to see a little bit. And then, like I said, I've got all these prison port tubs, like 4 or 5 tubs. So I'm probably going to have to try to stage some of it here, some of it down there. I'm not sure. Penny's got a girlfriend close by that may help me sort and organize this. Michelle DePorto possibly could come over with his granddaughter. Dee, I know you told me to say this on the live, and it's really out of character, but Dee Lee, who I believe is on the live, scolded me for not telling you guys to say, hey, I need some help. And if you're in California or near Fresno, could you possibly come by and help me? Part of this organization. If you know anybody in Fresno, if you're close by, yeah, I'm alone. And I turn 71 tomorrow. And so I'm not moving as fast as I used to. And I just realized I'm in this whole house full of stuff. And we need to pack it up and organize it. And I got all kinds of tchotchkes. You should see the tchotchkes I got upstairs. We even have, once we go through these samples, okay, one year, it was 2006, I believe, where we were at the Hobby International show in Las Vegas. Thank you very much for all the happy birthdays. And we were showing another way to use the primary elements. And so what we did was we set up a salad bar style pigment buffet. And how it worked is you went to the front of the line and we would give you an ornament that is, when am I going to start packing? I'll let you know when we're actually packing to move. Right now, this is a sorting to make mystery boxes thing. So I need like someone close, right? So thank you. So we did this salad bar setup, and you would get an ornament with acrylic medium in it. just the right amount, not all sloppy and wet, just because there's a perfect amount and a um, perfect medium to use to put the pigments in and decorate the inside of the glass ornaments. And then the stores, because this is a wholesale show, the stores walked around like a salad bar, putting pigments in their ornaments all the way around the table. It was like a big L-shaped setup. And then at the other end, uh, thank you very much, Millie. I wish I could see the feed because my cable broke on my Android, but my little laptop's here and I'm seeing everybody talk to me on the screen. And when you got to the end of the buffet, they would give you this beautiful little box with opalescent raffia in it and a little black label, black and gold label with our company name on it. And the store would leave with a decorated ornament painted on the inside with the pigments. Well, guess where all the pigments for that show got packed up and shipped back to? They ended up in my bedroom upstairs. I have a whole bunch of stuff that came back from trade shows. So when we're done with all of these, we're actually at the moving stage. We're going to go up there and find more containers that have sacks and sacks, and I mean rubber, I mean Ziploc baggies of pigments because they had to be put in there. So we had to put in something to bring them home. Anyway, yeah, I'll be doing the mystery boxes. Hopefully, I'll put enough in there to make you guys happy. We'll just keep plopping stuff in there so you will not feel like you're left out. Also, it appears that some people, I've toyed around with the idea of having an auction. Yeah, well, Shannon, I'm going to put them up on the website. The first 45 people to sign up for them will get them. Literally first come, first serve. I'm going to set it at 45 boxes. If I can make more, I can. But I believe I have more than enough here to make 45 beautiful, luxurious boxes. Okay. Um, what else was I going to say? Um, we talked about the website. I got off track when I answered Shannon. My apologies. Yeah, it's going to be a field day on my house. Oh yeah, when we're actually moving, all those pigments will be there. So I'm not going to run out of primary elements. Nobody worry about me running out of primary elements. The goal is to get me into a place where I can create a multi-station setup. I have multiple cameras, multiple lighting stands and stuff. I might need one more hood light like I've got here. But my plan is a wet station where I can sit and show you how to do texture or wet on wet stuff and let it sit. And then jump down to the spinning station, which some people do. I actually purchased an electric spinner that holds up to a 24-inch canvas. That's pretty big for a spinner, right? And then another station where we're going to do color mixing, and another one possibly for epoxy. So we can have stuff in stages, and I can start on something and say, we'll see what this looks like tomorrow, because today's project, we're going to see what it looks like tomorrow when it's done, right? So case in point, I could do this wet on wet thing that we have to wait for tomorrow and literally say, maybe down at camera 3, we're going to do this. So that's kind of the goal. We're going to really expand this live format and get to the multi-streaming platform so we can cover Facebook and Instagram at the same time. My goal is to teach, 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 teach. Now, let me see if anybody said anything about that. Other than like a pig in poo. Yes, if I could, well, Audra, okay, they're going to be about a $450 value. I want to set them at $350. But since the bank is going to take that 20% cut, and some of you are probably going to take your 10, I hate to do it for 25 bucks more because I'd like to really set it at 350. So 375, I'll promise 375 now when I put them up. And there will be a limit to only 45 of them. They are going to take a while to build. I have to get someone physically here. I'm going to ask one of my employees to help me on Monday if I can get her here and start cutting these down into palatable sizes because, well, I'm sure that Evelyn wanted this big jar of purple. This is like getting 4 jars. That's an awful lot of money socked into that one jar. If I split this in half and Evelyn and Patty get to split it, then you get more colors for your dollar, more bang for your buck, kids. All right. So today's format, yes, the phone is ringing. That must be really popular. Um, we left off fooling around with the twinks, the twinkling H2O. Some of you were here for the live while we were selling them for 3 days last week. Some weren't. Sadly, my kitty ruined this piece I had. She knocked over the water, and that calla lily that I painted for you, I was going to show you how wonderful the paint looks on a dried watercolor surface, was covered with water. But what I did do, there's this artist, art by Anna Karina. I know I'm going to have to get her link for you on Instagram. What's inspired me about her, she's got these videos where she is laying down like fresh grasses, maybe because by the side of the road here, I'm going nuts with everything, all the growth that's coming out right now. It's spring. And so we've got big plumes coming up the side of the road, wild grasses. I'm dying to steal a couple stalks of my neighbor's flowers because he's got these cool little stems with little itty bitty bud flowers on it. I want so badly. It's not in my backyard. Okay. But what I did have is I had a trumpet flower, and the trumpet flower has some really interesting vines. So my very first test, we're going to go in little phases here of what I did. Okay. Keep this other one down here. So the very first test, I took a canvas. By the way, if I have to repaint a lily, I've already got it ready and taped off. I took a canvas that already had, let's see how much I can get this out to you. I had already taken some paint and put in here. We were testing to see what the acrylic prism pour, actually it was neons, and I was kind of doing that. What's her name? Oh, hey, Lucille. Oh my goodness, girl. You missed out on the most important part. Lucille, I'm doing mystery boxes. I've got hundreds of jars of these, and I'm making mystery boxes. I'll announce it at the end, but I'm only going to put 45 up there for sale. And I'm going to put pigments and maybe mistakes from the lab and all kinds of other stuff. So on this first one, what I did, because I was just using the test canvas that already had color on it, I laid the fresh leaf down raw, took some twinkling H2Os in this little cup. Okay, what's going on here, guys? Is it frozen? What's going on with the live? Can you hear me? Okay, so if you can hear me, what we're going to do, we have no choice. I'm going to have to stop this session and start a brand new one, because if you can't see me, it doesn't do you any good. So everyone that can hear me, okay, I am going to restart another live session. Jump over to that room as soon as it appears, okay? John, make sure everybody knows that. All right, go over to the next room because I'm getting off of this, all right?